Welcome to the experience of the Triple T Josie Gray Show, where truth and transparency in life's challenges bring help, hope, and healing.
Listen now as Josie tells the truth about personal growth and spirituality, relationships, health, and finances.
Tell the truth, Josie. Thank you, too, for that awesome introduction. As they said, I am Josie Gray, your host of the Triple T Josie Gray Show. Well, today we have a treat for you. On Thanksgiving 2017, my family graced my home after nearly 20 years and celebrated with me. And over the next several weeks, we are bringing to you live recordings from that event. Well, as we continue the Triple T Josie Gray Show, guess what? I got a gift for you all. This is my beautiful firstborn child, Shekinah Renee. Tramiel. Sorry, baby. I was getting ready to give you Lynch. And this is my other daughter who's going to be coming on the set in a little bit. But we want to talk a bit about, first of all, you've actually walked with me through, I would say, just about every part of my life in a greater facet than most children do with their parents. You've been something for me that a lot of people say you should never do. And that is a parent helping a child to become a friend. But what I can say about you and my thankfulness and my gratefulness concerning you is I've been blessed with a daughter who's mature. Everybody can't say that. I'm very grateful that, you're a great mom, you're a great wife, you're a great friend. That being said, I want you to talk a little bit to the camera in your own truth. You get to talk about what you want to talk about. This is the Triple T Josie Gray Show. Tell the truth, Josie Gray. And what China is going to do today is talk a little bit about what has impacted your life in coming up with me and watching my life in your own words, as well as where we are now. The floor is yours.
I think I would probably say the things that most impacted is just how you raised me, Jazz, and Booty.
Josiah is my son.
Josiah, me, Jazz, and Josiah, because it was hard. I'm sure it was hard, but I just know that you tried to be a good example for us. Even when we didn't have stuff, you just tried to make sure that we had what we needed. Because some days were probably worse than others. I can only imagine with three of us, but I think that's one thing that really impacted me and wanted me to grow up and make sure that I can provide a better future than was provided for me, even though it was with good intentions.
Right.
So that would be a reason why I had to finish school, even though it took so long, or why I just try to do the best I can do to be a good person first, because I guess that just goes across the line, like a good person, a good mom, a good wife, a good daughter, a good sister.
A good friend.
Yeah, a good friend. Mm-hmm. So I think those are the biggest things.
Awesome. Well, tell me a little bit about how it feels to be a mom at a kind of medium age. I won't say you were really young. You were blessed. You started a little later. What are you grateful about concerning your children and your life right now? What are you thankful for?
I guess my age, because I didn't start so young, so I kind of know a little bit from learning from you and my aunts, and then some of my older cousins that also had children, so it kind of helped me prepare myself for when I had my own. I mean, I guess there's no ultimate way to prepare yourself, but it does help when you're raised and able to raise children. Like, we pretty much helped raise Josiah, so it just helps with impacting on some of the things that I needed to learn to do when it came to both of them.
You just touched on something. You were a part of when I had Josiah, and although he is your father's child, at that time, I wasn't married to your father. And it put a lot of strain on you and your sister having to help take care of him while I was going to school at night, while I was working in the day, while I was going on long trips, trying to work. I missed a lot of important things concerning you all's lives when I was working so hard. What can you say to parents about how it felt to you when your parents missed the important times in your life, and how they can make a change in their lives and being there for their children? Because, as parents, we're so concerned about taking care of the family, taking care of the kids, making sure the bills are done, but we forget the important things. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I think the most important thing is that we understand that y'all have to provide for us, but being there is more important than the money that you can give us, because those are moments that you'll never get back.
Never get them back.
Like running track and first walks and first anything or any moment in our lives, like y'all will never see that again. Even if it's on video, like it's not the same as being in the moment and being there whenever we go through that moment in our life. So, I mean, regardless of the age, like even younger, some kids don't forget that stuff. It's important that you're there for that moment. Like we understand that you have jobs and you have things you have to do, but being there in the moment is what counts more to us than what you can provide.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the things that our children, I can say this for myself, and I think my sisters, and I'm going to have one of my sisters come up in a little bit. I think my sisters can also attest to the fact that thinking the way we thought back then, and we could go back and do it all over again, we do things differently. Mm-hmm. Because we were always in church. We lived in church. We lived in church. I did more than I did really at home. And I drug y'all to church too. But there were times when you needed me at home to talk about schoolwork, to talk about what was going on in your life, to talk about, things that you were challenged with, as far as life, what you wanted to do in life, your goals, your aspirations and dreams, things like that. And many times it's so easy as a parent or just a person, period, to get so consumed with ourselves, things that we want to do, things we want to accomplish, and trying to take care of the day-to-day activities, we forget about what matters the most. So thank you so much for being on the show and being such an awesome daughter and friend, as I said. And by the way, y'all, this is my beautiful granddaughter. Her name is McKinley Rose Tramiel. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, remember, next week, we're going to have another session of that actual Thanksgiving event. We look forward to you sharing with us. Remember, our contact information is on the bottom of the screen, as well as the subscribe option. It's the Triple T Josie Gray Show. And you want to make sure you share and comment, because we want to know that we're being impactful and we're making a difference in your life. Well, thank you again. This is Josie. We'll see you next week.